Today we're going over the double mythic banner for July 2025. We'll talk about the 2 new heroes and briefly cover the 10 other heroes on the banner. First up we have Mythic Höðr. She is a flying blue archer with a very interesting looking bow there. She's an animal defense mythic that will boost resistance and lets you use the calling circle. Not final, but Höðr's enemy boss stats are 39 HP, 48 attack, 32 speed, 21 defense, and 49 res. I don't assume this is going to change much, if at all. This is a pretty unique stat spread for this class, but it's basically the high attack and res, middling speed, and awful defense spread that some mages have. For old skills, Höðr has Ice Wall. 4 Ice Wall holders in like 2.5 months is kinda ridiculous. Now, I don't believe Höðr's Dust Rifle has changed since the start of Book 9, but let's go through it properly. At start of either phase, grant plus 6 res, bonus doubler, and the 50% DR piercing status to Höðr and allies within 2 spaces. After start of turn effects trigger on the enemy phase for Höðr and allies within 2 spaces, convert debuffs into field buffs, and neutralize 2 negative statuses. For combat, Höðr's will have Sling. If initiating or near an ally, she gets bonus stats equal to 5 plus the number of allies within 3 rows or columns times 3. If you have 3 allies in that range, you get plus 14 to all stats. In addition, Höðr deals true damage equal to 20% res, she gets a free follow-up attack, and last gets -1 instant cooldown before her first attack. Höðr may only give plus 6 res buffs, but she will convert any debuffs into field buffs, hence the bonus doubler status. She has attuned Makai's powerful penalty cleansing that happens after the enemy phase starts. She will only neutralize 2 statuses, and they will be neutralized in order from top to bottom of the active status list. Combat-wise, Höðr's got a free follow-up and true damage. She has Slang and Preempt Pulse for cooldown. For her unique skill, Höðr has Truth Keeper. If defending an Aether raids during Anima or Chaos seasons, after any combat occurs, Höðr destroys the offense's safety fence. For allies within 3 rows or columns, grant plus 5 attack and res, 7 flat damage reduction, and 7 HP after combat. If Höðr has an ally in that range, she gets these same effects. In addition, Höðr deals true damage equal to X times 5, and gets instant cooldown before her first attack equal to X. X is simply the number of allies within that 3 row or column range. For the true damage part, Höðr needs 3 allies to get 15 true damage max. For the instant cooldown, she needs 2 allies to get -2 cooldown max. Truth Keeper provides the flat DR and healing support for the team. Höðr can keep extra true damage and instant cooldown to go at her weapon since you already want 3 allies in her range. The unique part of this skill is that ability to destroy the safety fence. From the wording, I don't think you can counter this at all. If anyone gets into combat on either team, even if Höðr or her team dies, you get the safety fence destroyed after combat. This is a big counter to stuff like Emblem Lens sniping foes on turn 1. You can still use the safety fence to position and destroy structures, but once you fight, it's gone. Moving on, Höðr has the inheritable attack and res mastery. If the unit has entered combat, enable Kanto 2. If the foe has above 50% HP at start of combat, you get plus 7 attack and res, and if any space within 2 spaces has a Divine Vein or a difficult terrain, then you get an extra plus 4 attack and res. We have not seen Mastery since its introduction 11 months ago. This builds out of Attack and Res Catch 3, which is on Vanessa in the demo pool. Mastery was the main way to get Kanto in the A slot for flyers, but you needed to fight. Nowadays, the Sword Lance and Axe Flyers can use Blue Skies. That gives Kanto 2 at all times, although it is an attack and speed boosting skill. If you want attack and res, or you're a ranged flyer / beast or dragon, then Mastery still has a place. Höðr's inheritable B skill is attack and defense discord. At start of either phase, inflict -6 attack and defense and the discord status onto foes with less res than the user. In combat, inflict more attack and defense debuffs equal to 4 plus the number of foes inflicted with discord within 2 spaces of the target, including the target, times 2. You need 3 total foes to have discord nearby to get -10 attack and defense max. Last up, this skill deals true damage equal to 15% of the unit's res. Höðr uses an excellent base res to inflict more debuffing and gets some true damage. Since its discord status already inflicts debuffs based on nearby foes, it can stack with this B skill to inflict -15 attack and defense. Höðr will punish grouped up foes. Mythic Höðr brings a lot of support. She doesn't block off penalties like Freyr, but she can get rid of 2 of them and harsh command debuffs into buffs, which then get doubled via bonus doubler. Allies will get partial DR piercing, plus 12 attack and res, 7 flat DR, and 7 HP healing after combat as well. To go with all of this, Höðr shuts down safety fence sniping. The offense can still move around, but any attack destroys that fence instantly. Now in terms of her own combat, Höðr has high res and ice wall, but she will not get its 40% DR if attacked first. The idea is for Höðr to initiate so that she gets -3 instant cooldown from her unique skills, and then she will proc the Slang Ice Wall. She has 3 true damage sources and a follow-up to try and snipe foes first. Hőðr definitely is open to getting taken out first, but she'll still take that safe defense down with her. You might want to start thinking about adjusting your strategies if you're relying on that structure. Our second mythic for the month is Baldr. You have to wonder if Brave Baldr influenced the timing of the release of actual Baldr or if this was the plan all along. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the True Legends 9 banner is next month. In less than 3 weeks, we're getting another Baldr, and I'm not sure if this banner is going to last long enough to see what that one does. Well, we'll get to that eventually, but for now, Mythic Baldr is a sword flower and a dark mythic that boosts speed. Again, not confirmed final stats, but her boss enemy stats are 41 HP, 47 attack, 48 speed, 30 defense, and 28 res. Baldr is a speedy offensive unit. For old skills, Baldr brings back Blue Skies 4. We were just talking about this being a Conto 2 skill for flyers in the A slot. It does also work for Cavaliers as well. Baldr's Sun Sword is still the same. After start of turn effects on the enemy phase, convert field buffs on the closest foe and foes within 2 spaces into debuffs. For combat, Baldr has Slang and neutralizes fly effectiveness. If initiating or near an ally, Baldr gets bonus stats equal to 5 plus the number of foes within 3 rows or columns. If you have 3 enemies in range, you get plus 14 to all stats. In addition, Baldr gets Breath type cooldown, 20% speed as true damage, and flat damage reduction equal to X. Against enemy special procs, you double the flat DR amount. If Baldr faces red, green, or colorless foes, she gets a massive 50% speed as flat DR. If she faces blue enemies, it's a more standard 20% speed. Last, if initiating after combat, Baldr will deploy 2 rows of Divine Vein Flame tiles. Sunsword will turn enemy field buffs into debuffs, although do be careful of unity effects. Baldr has a flared A-skill effect, but doubles the fire like Winter Edelgard. Combat-wise, Slang and Breath type cooldown is nice, and Baldr gets true damage and IO shield. Against non-blue enemies, Baldr can be quite sturdy with a 50% speed as flat damage reduction. If the enemy procs a special, she gets 100% speed as flat DR, so yeah, time to break out the good old weapon triangle. Baldr has a unique B skill, Justice Enforcer. If you thought the safe defense was safe in light seasons, well, you're wrong, because Baldr also smites that structure in darker chaos seasons. At start of turn, if healthy, Baldr inflicts exposure on the closest enemies. In combat, she inflicts attack, speed, and defense debuffs, deals up to 15 true damage if there are 3 foes within 3 rows or columns. She gets 7 flat DR, and she gets full no follow-up effects. Last, Baldr has the standard potent follow-up attack effect, but if the foe has exposure active, her potent hit will deal 100% damage. If they do not have exposure, she only gets the weaker 40% version. Justice Enforcer also counters the safe defense, so good luck if you rely on it for either season. Baldr can inflict exposure with this skill, and she wants to hit exposed foes to get a full damage potent hit. She can also get more true damage against foes in groups, more flat DR, and then no follow-up since she's a faster unit. To tie together all her flat DR effects, Baldr has a new inheritable special, Celestial Form. This is a 3 cooldown special that is based on speed. If any space within 2 spaces of the unit or the enemy has Divine Vein, is defensive terrain, or counts as difficult/impassable terrain for non-flyers, then it has 60% speed scaling damage. If you cannot fight near a special terrain tile, then it's only 40% speed. This is a 40% unpierceable DR special. As always, to get this, someone special must be ready, and the user needs to be within 4 speed of the enemy. This works like Gust, except instead of the speed check, you can also use the special terrain condition. Meet either of those to get 40% damage reduction on the next hit taken. Celestial Form is a Gust special for melee flyers, and it's inheritable. Flyers want to take advantage of terrain, so having any special terrain tiles nearby make this stronger than Gust. Like Hőðr, Baldr will not charge Celestial Form if attacked first. If the enemy doesn't have a special, she gets no 40% DR. However, if the foe does trigger a special and they aren't blue, they need to get through 40% damage reduction and 100% speed scaling flat DR. Oh dear. For her last skill, Baldr has Attack and Speed Hold Guide. This C skill is also for melee flyers, and it's a combination of Hold debuffs plus guidance for warping for any allied types. In addition, the user also gets 2-space warping themselves, making it a nice utility skill for any flying team. Hold Guide just needs Rain 3, so you can get the Attack and Speed version from Celestia. Overall, Baldr breaks safe defenses like her sister and has a surprising amount of checks to reach full power. She wants to face non-blue foes, and preferably wants to initiate around unique terrain tiles. Her first attack should charge Celestial Form, and this would provide 40% DR to stack at 50% speed as flat DR. Blue Skies and Justice Enforcer adds extra flat DR, Baldr has out shield, and she gets more flat DR against specials. Instead of stopping enemy specials with something like Scowl, Baldr's kinda just challenging you to hit her as hard as you can. Now, assuming she can follow up, Baldr will proc Celestial Form on the follow-up, and she has 4 true damage sources. She also gets a potential 3rd hit at full damage thanks to Potent. You can counter Baldr somewhat. First off, you can use a blue unit. Second, exposure is needed to activate the Potent hit, and since it's number 2 on the status list, units like Hőðr or Attuned Micaiah can technically cleanse it guaranteed. Baldr might have to inflict exposure mid-phase. Now, in regards to the buff into debuff conversion, that will benefit enemies with Unity, so watch out. Like her sister, Baldr could potentially get sniped first since she won't have her %DR ready if the foe just uses a regular basic attack. Also, Baldr might not proc Celestial Form if the foe has guard or tempo effects. She does not have no guard. All in all, Baldr can still be pretty tanky in the right scenarios, and she's got decent utility with her safe defense smiting, her team warping, her buff into debuff conversion, and of course the 2 rows of Divine Vein Flame tiles. I am extremely curious what they're going to do with Brave Baldr. That ult will literally arrive right after this banner ends. We did get a pretty good meme Baldr April Fool's video this year, and the laser shooting Baldr plushie from Volley. Here's hoping they have some fun with the Brave Baldr as well. For the rest of the video, we're going to cover the 10 other heroes on this banner. The red group has Baldr, Mythic Elm, and Legendary Ira. Blue has Hőðr, Athos, and Rearm Nui Baba. Green has Höðr, Legendary Male Corn, and Legendary Male Robin. Colorless will have Rune, Goto, and Legendary Male Alir. Starting with red, Baldr offers 2 new skills. Celestial Form will be pretty interesting for the high-speed melee flyers, but you still need to get the cooldown to proc it. If you want team warping and self-warping, then Hold Guide will be nice. Blue Skies is there for Kanto, and it's a true damage and flat DR option as well. Joining Baldr is Mythic Elm with his first rerun. Elm can inflict undefended mid-phase, which is quite valuable, and provides some debuffing and 50% DR piercing for his team. Elm himself ignores Savior and can get a good amount of true damage and flat DR. For skills, Preempt Screech is a beast-only feud skill with Preempt Pulse's cooldown. Bestial Agility provides no follow-up and Kanto. Nimble Beast is the speed-based 40% DR special for Beast. Also back with Elm is Legendary Ira. She's a sword master who provides the potent follow-up status. That's a very good effect since many units can't even use the potent skills. Ira can proc her Crusader's Asher 3 times in combat and can disable defensive specials. Ira's got a very aggressive skill set. Brutal Tempest gives +1 movement and a great Kanto effect. Excel adds flat DR and Speed Taker adds true damage, no guard, and permanent extra speed. If you want to go fast, this red group has got you covered. Blue is where Hőðr is. She has the great but starting to become hilariously common Ice Wall special. New skills on offer are Attack and Res Mastery for Kanto and Attack and Defense Discord for extra debuffing power. Joining Hőðr is Mythic Athos, a bulky blue mage. He provides instant cooldown support and can give -2 instant cooldown to units to only hit 1 time. Combat-wise, among great defensive stats and +10 flat stats, Athos has up to 80% regular DR. He can instantly charge the hard-hitting DR piercing Frostmoon special. Last, Athos just hates other mages. He's got mage effectiveness, +10 extra attack, and advantage against those guys in spell-slinging duels. For other skills, Pulse deploy debuffs and charges specials each turn. Athos has the Attack and Res version of Discord for debuffing. Third blue unit is Rearm Nui Baba. She's an infantry unit with good attack and res, and carries Arcane Medusa if you want a blue tome with Slaying, Preempt Pulse, True Damage, and Flat DR. It also kinda has the random Anathema status. To stand out, Nui Baba's Beast Skill inflicts Panic, Exposure, and Deep Wounds on grouped up enemies. It also takes enemies down to 1 HP, although that effect is messed up by damage reduction. For skills, you can get Slime Mirror for a follow-up and times Pulse Helm for TP4 plus extra attack and res stats. If the red group is for speed, blue is all about attack and res. In the green group, Höðr is back again. She kinda just doesn't go away. Höðr's Divine Nectar status offers 20 instant healing, flat DR, and can get an extra action if allies use an assist skill. Höðr can add further support with attack and defense debuffing, Discord, and Fatal Smoke for his anti-healing and miracle effects. Höðr herself is mostly just trying to survive combat. She has Stronghold for flat stats and attack and defense bulwark to mess with movement. Next up is Legendary Male Corn. He's a dragon who focuses on speed and res. Corn's Dragon Fang shot can deploy Divine Vein Water Tiles, which can slow ranged foes and deals 50% DR piercing. It can give 40% DR, but Corn needs to win a res check. This same is going to go for his built-in Scal effect and that high Dragon Wall B skill. To add to his res focus, Corn has Attack and Res Ploy for debuffing. Speed and res finish can add true damage and healing. Third up is Legendary Male Robin. He's a mage who offers Grand Strategy, which is a Unity status. He can inflict debuffs on his own team to activate that Unity effect. Robin stacks more stats with his weapon and an A skill, plus he gets Omni Breaker. For other skills, you can get the terrifying Seal Attack 4 and the annoying Contra Control. For the colorless group, Rune is back. The Book 9 freebie is a high attack and res mage. Rune can give empathy and the warp status along with stat debuffing. Pulse Deploy would give more penalties to that mix. Rune focuses on more stat stacking with his own sabotage effect, and he's got the usual true damage, flat DR, and DR piercing. For other skills, Flare is stronger than Luna for mages, but it can also turn into a healing special if needed. Slime Mirror adds a follow-up, and even more attack and res for Rune. Second, Goto is a bulky mage like Athos, and he provides an 80% DR against AoE special status. That's very strong if those are an issue for you. Goto's got 80% regular DR in combat as well, but only on consecutive attacks. He will let enemies use all their attacks first, like Brave or Emblem Ike. For other skills, Goto's got Guard 4, which has been a little outpaced. Joint Distant Guard offers defense and res against ranged threats for his nearby allies. Last up is legendary Male Alir. He's a dragon similar to Male Corrin. Alir has built-in Scowl, Distant Counter, and Miracle. He'll set up a frontline with Bulwark in that beast slot. For damage, Alir's got dual-phase Brave attacks. He can charge Dragon's Roar with Slang and Pledge's cooldown. Dragon's Roar is a 40% DR special for dragons, but does require a res check as well. That'll be it for this double mythic banner. Baldr and Hőðr are for you if you hate safe defense. Hőðr has some nice support effects mashed together, and Baldr is not invincible, but she can get some hilarious amounts of damage reduction in the right situations. In a couple more weeks, Brave Baldr will arrive. I'm gonna assume she'll do something different from the mythic version, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, and good luck with your summons. I will see you in the next video.